Some people are, some people aren't. The question is, are you ready to receive the message? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children 18 plus, you are tuned into the Loan Officer Podcast with me, Dustin Owen, and my main man,
JC.
John Coleman. JC.
What's up?
A lot, man. A lot is up. Today's episode is, like so many episodes, brought to you by John Coleman and Associates. Because this episode was you coming in, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And we were just having, like we normally do, a friendly conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just talking about your personal self and life in general about, man, here I am winding down 2020, getting ready to go into 2021.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing the loan officers that you support all around you are doing their business plans for 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And you yourself are thinking about your personal business plan, which we tend to call resolutions this time of year, and how you're in a different place this year than you were just last year, but let alone 5 and 10 years ago, and how in life in general, you can hear the same message over and over, but it might not resonate because why?
You're not ready to receive the message.
Because you're not ready to receive the message. And you were talking about you're like, yeah, I've heard my mom say this. I've heard my dad say this. I've heard ex-bosses say it. But for whatever reason, my wife said it.
Yeah.
That at certain points it clicks and certain times it doesn't.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. Even like, just like you said, your wife might tell you something like, hey, look at this, check this out. You want to go on this trip? Hey, check this out. Go on this trip. And you might kind of brush it off. But then your friend might say, hey, you ever check out this trip? And you might go back, hey, we should check out this trip. And it's like, I've been saying this for months. But yeah, it's just being ready to receive the message. Meaning a lot of times, even on this podcast, we give out advice and suggestions on what people should do, whether it be business tips, saving money, et cetera, like pushing yourself. But sometimes people just aren't in a kind of mind space, whether it be emotional, physical, what have you, to actually, like I said, receive the message, take it in, and take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, that's what's great about this format, the podcast format, is that it's saved.
Yeah.
Right? Good, bad, indifferent, and ugly. It is saved. Whether you want to go back to Spotify or Apple Podcast and listen, or whether you want to go to the YouTube channel and view.
Yeah.
It's there for you because you might not have listened. You might have heard it. You weren't listening, right?
Yes.
You heard it. I was there. And we teach that here at Waterstone Mortgage to our loan officers. And I've personally experienced it throughout my life where I go to conferences every year, 2 to 3 a year. And I have for the past decade. I swear by it, regardless of your industry. You should be getting outside of your personal network, your circle, and attending conferences where other professionals that do what you do are going to be there.
Yep.
And you go, and for the most part, I promise you, you don't necessarily hear or anything that's brand new, right? It's the same stuff. It may have been spoken a different way and formatted a different way, presented a different way, but the message is pretty much consistent. But the difference is what I listened to in 2015, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to receive that message. So I listened to it. I may have even taken notes. But when I went back and I heard it again in 2019, I had a little like light bulb. Boom. I'm like, okay. And I wrote it down. So let's just go ahead and spend the next 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, however long we decide we want to. And let's talk about things like business planning, things like New Year's resolutions, or let's just call them resolutions, and circle it around the theme of being ready to receive the message. Before I do want to give a shout out to my boy Javi over at Stretch Zone.
Okay.
I have wanted for years and years and years, and I told Javi I would do this. Javi's a 23-year-old, recent college grad, did ROTC. He's now getting ready to be commissioned as an officer in the Air Force.
Nice.
And Javi was my personal stretcher. So for years and years and years, I've said to my wife and other people, I wish there was someone that could come to my house and stretch me once or twice a week. Mm-hmm. Well, as you've taught me, I put it out there in the universe. Yeah. And for 8 years, I've put it out in the universe. But finally, last week, someone said, hey, Dio, there's a place you can go and do that. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's called Stretch Zone. I went to the one in Oviedo because I live in that area of Central Florida. But when I Googled them, they're all over the place. They're franchises. Like if you're looking for a good business, maybe you should look at purchasing a Stretch Zone franchise. But you go there just like going to a massage therapist, but they put you on a table and stretch you for half an hour.
Nice.
So nonetheless, I had a great experience. I signed up for their 3 months.
Yeah.
3-month minimum. I'm like, I'm a sucker. Sign me up. But I'm like super stoked about it. And I told Javi that if he would tune in, I'd give him a shout out. So here we go.
Nice.
Shout out to Javi over at Stretch Zone. And if you're looking to limber up, check them out.
Yeah.
They're it's a pretty cool concept, pretty cool business. But back to the subject matter at hand, being ready to receive the message.
Mm-hmm.
Business planning. Let's just start there.
Okay.
Let's go with business planning. This is that time of year. If you have not sat down to do your business plan, good news, you still have time. But you need to do it. You need to do it. And let's just talk about some basic tips and tricks about business planning. But before I get into my tips and tricks, and a lot of my tips and tricks, by the way, they're based on just my experiences.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with my 15-year-old son over the weekend. We drove up to Atlanta from Orlando for a football camp that he was going to be a part of. And he made a comment, which I thought was a compliment. He's like, "Dad, you're really smart." I said, "No, I'm really experienced."
Yeah.
I'm not that smart,
Yeah.
but I am experienced. So when I speak, it's good for the audience to know I tend to speak from experiences, not necessarily from being scholarly.
Yeah.
Okay. And anything that I teach is typically not original, right? It's just based on my experiences. And yes, maybe I've read some books over the past few years, but it still comes from experiences. So I will share with you all, the audience, and with you, John Coleman, my experiences when it comes to business planning and also my opinions on resolutions in general.
Okay.
Okay. But business planning, in your professional career, what type of business planning have you been around? Or when you hear business planning, what do you think about with business planning?
Anytime I hear the term business planning, I just think of like writing a report or putting together a plan for a business, just because I've never been like an independent contractor. I've always had, either worked for like a corporation. So when I hear business plan, I just think you sit down, write some goals, objectives, strategies, tactics, almost kind of objectives, strategies, tactics, break it down like that, and kind of how you're going to attack whatever it is you're trying to accomplish.
And in a nutshell, that's kind of it, but that sounds super boring.
Yeah.
So let's unbore it.
Yeah, that's very boring.
Let's try to make it somewhat exciting. So sitting down to business plan should be a bit of a celebration, because you want to look back on your previous year and celebrate everything that went well. And I promise you, something went well. Even in 2020, something went well. You start there because what you don't want to lose focus on is you don't want to not do what went well in 2020 in 2021. In fact, you may even strategize around, well, all of these things went well. How do we do them even better? Because we're already good at it. We know we're good at it because it went well. And then when you're looking to make a change, understand that drastic changes are typically never good, right? Drastic weight loss isn't good. Now, drastic sobriety, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in general in life, anything drastic, anything extreme doesn't tend to be that good. So focus on what went well, do more of that. And then when you want to change or do something better, no more than 3. Write down 3 things that you're going to do because you need to be able to commit to them. Yeah. And too many times we'll write down 17 things. We're going to do these 17 things.
Yeah.
Now, when you business plan, especially when you do it consistently, if there are 17 things, by all means, business planning is a time to just vomit ideas. I'm a whiteboarder. I love whiteboards. Even if it's a cheap little $11.99 easel that's paper that I picked up from the dollar store, which I don't know why I'd go to the dollar store to buy something that's $11.99, but I do.
Yeah.
But a flip chart where if I'm business planning by myself, and I can do it by myself, or typically you business plan with some kind of a partner or an assistant or a spouse or a girlfriend, but just idea dump. And start writing down all the things that you think you want to accomplish or all the tasks you think you want to implement. And then ultimately, there's going to be some that you're going to work on in 2021. There's going to be some that are more like, hey, I want to eventually get to this. That's by year 3, by year 5. So table it and even you code it. 3-year goal, 5-year goal. But understand you're not going to be working on those 3 and 5 years. Maybe working towards, but not on. So after you're done idea dumping, and by the way, to keep things in chronological order, the idea dump came after you pointed out and focused on what went well so you can do more of that.
Yeah.
Then you idea dumped, and you're going to pick no more than three things that you're looking to accomplish or add to your business practice. But just like with personal goal setting, this applies to business goal setting. You can't set a goal of, I'm going to sell 50 more cars. I'm going to close this many more deals. I'm going to earn this much more money. Okay, that's the result, but that's not the goal. The goal is the activities or the task that you're going to need to do in order to achieve that reward. The reward of 50 new accounts, or 50 new cars sold, the 5 new accounts, $10,000 more in commissionable income, this many more patients to my practice, opening up a second practice or a second branch or a second office, whatever the case may be. Your goals need to be something that every day or every week you can say yes or no, I attained it.
Yeah.
Right? So if I know I'm a loan officer and I want to close 20 more transactions in 2021 than I did in 2020, then I need to be able to back into how I'm going to do that. Well, I'm going to do that by calling 10 past clients a week, by meeting with 3 new real estate agents that don't already know me in order to build a referral relationship. And then I can win. I can win every week of calling 10 past clients, of reaching out to 3 new realtors. Now, if I want to have 3 realtor appointments, how many phone calls do I need to make? How many invites?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I need to call 5 realtors a day, 5 days a week. That means I'm calling 15 to get 3 to meet with me.
Yeah.
And that's where I think people go wrong with their goal setting, is they set a goal, but the goal is some arbitrary number or figure, or like, it's like the reward at the end, but the goal needs to be the task that you're going to do to get you there.
Yeah.
Right. And in your personal life, in 2021, I want to lose 30 pounds.
Oh God, that was the biggest one for me. I was like, I want to lose weight, and then people, you just get, you step on the scale after every, just like you said, you step on the scale. Hey, I went to the gym today, ran a mile. Wow, that was great. How much did I lose? Yeah, you lost nothing.
Yeah, you can't win. Like, you should be able to win or lose every day. And it's okay to take some L's. You're going to have to take some L's. We're humans. We make mistakes. We have bad days, but we also have good days and great days.
Yeah.
So if you're having 2 good days to every bad and 1 great day to every bad, you're basically going good, good, great, bad. Like, you're winning.
Yeah.
You are winning. Like, look at some of the best sports franchises. There's only been one that I know of that has gone undefeated, and they talk about it incessantly, and some freaking Miami Dolphins fans. 1972, we went undefeated. They just celebrated because the Pittsburgh Steelers lost.
Yeah, exactly.
But my point being, even champions take L's. So you can win life, but you're going to have to take some L's. So when you are business planning, just understand, hey, we're going to take L's. Those L's are going to make you better, and those L's are going to make you stronger. They're going to point out your weaknesses so that you can focus on them. But you need to be setting goals that are task-oriented so you can look back on the day and say, did I win today or lose today? Did I win this week or lose this week? Did I lose this month or win this month? Quarters, half years, whatever the case may be, but pick 3 things. We teach the same thing when you're going to those, I mentioned earlier, going to seminars or going to conferences. You're going to go to a conference and you're going to get all jacked up and jazzed up, right? Like, that's what they do. And you're going to have 25 ideas.
Yeah.
Stop. Deep breath. If you have 25 ideas, pick your favorite 5. From your favorite 5, think hard about it and whittle it down to 3.
Yeah.
Take those 3 ideas and make your whole next year about dominating. Because in order to dominate something, you have to do it and do it again and redo it and then do it some more because you're not going to be just good at it. Like, I think of you and I talk about this with this podcast.
Yeah.
The one thing that we do better than most people is we're consistent with our production. We don't miss, right? We don't miss. That's on you. Like, you do a fantastic job of that. You make sure we don't miss. I wanted to miss this week. And you're like, Dio, we can't. We got to sit down. We got to produce some content. We got to get out there. we're gaining traction. People are starting to notice us.
Yeah.
Right? So we didn't say we were going to start a podcast, launch a website, do a speaking tour, go sponsor. No. This year was all about starting a podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe next year we'll try to do some speaking engagements. Maybe the year after we'll start to teach podcasting in a box.
Yeah.
Maybe the year after that we'll start hitting the trade show circuit. But it's like we can't do it all at once.
Exactly. That goes back to being ready to receive the message. Had we started all this like, a year ago, I'm like, hey, we're going to do this, and this with all these channels, and we're going to have all these guests, it would have been like, what? I don't even know where to go. How did we even hit record?
Yeah.
Because we weren't ready to receive the message. Now that we've gone through a year of this, we've kind of gotten traction. We have, got our feet under us, got the lighting right. We've kind of gotten our groove. Now it's like, all right, now now we're ready to receive those messages. Like, all right, maybe we can take this on tour. Maybe we can have all these guests. Maybe we can do X, Y, Z. So yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, and I love the and I'll come back to goal setting and resolutions, but the ready to receive the message, which is how this all started, is, paramount. Only because I've experienced it both as a practitioner, right, as a loan officer, as a branch manager, as a regional manager, like all throughout my career, no matter what level I achieved, I have been in situations where I was hearing people. I was listening, but I wasn't.
I heard you, but I wasn't.
But I wasn't like I wasn't.
Listen,
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me, and I'll go for the college kids that graduated. My wife and I always look back. All the amenities, I don't call them amenities, you pay for it, but all the things that they afford you in college, from the clubs to the events to
like
the
clubs,
the different
the
kind of
clubs?
clubs, like hey, book, different.
Beta club,
Exactly, the sororities,
fraternities.
the pool, the gym, all these things that you have to pay for when you get out of college, like the stretching things, all the classes, the painting, you can learn, you can pick up trades. Now that I'm out of college, I'm like, damn, I want to do that, and that. And now it all costs money. But when you're in college, you're sitting there listening to professors, you're like, God, give me the syllabus and get me out of class. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
But now that you're out of it, you're like, damn it, I would love for a Saturday to have all these adventures and activities planned for me where I could go pick and choose what I wanted to do. So college kids, if you're out there, just do the shit.
Missed opportunities. Carpe diem. Seize the day. YOLO. Right?
Yeah.
It's funny. We say all that. We say carpe diem.
Yeah.
We say YOLO, but do we live it?
No, are you ready to really receive it? No, like in bits and pieces you do, sporadically you do. It's very difficult to live like that all the time. I'll be honest. You can't really live like, you only live once, so I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. You have to live with some kind of borders or parameters. But yeah, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, no, and ready to receive the message, I will coach loan officers, and I'll tell them at this point, and I learned this from, I love giving shout out to Aaron Duba. Aaron Duba is a top producing loan officer here at Waterstone Mortgage. He's been with us for 5 years. We brought him into the industry. We groomed him from the ground up. And he's the one that I remember he would come and sit in my office right where we are, like about 10 feet over there.
Yeah.
And he'd say, Dio, I know you told this to me 6 months ago. I need to hear it again.
Yeah.
Right? And Aaron's a great guy. Aaron's normal.
Yeah.
Aaron's like anyone else. So if this is happening to Aaron and it's happening to me, it's probably happening to everyone else.
Yeah.
So look, you may have already tuned us out or you're getting ready to tune us out. That's okay.
Yeah.
But this is recorded for you.
Yeah.
Like this is recorded so that you can go back when you are ready and you can listen to it. Right? So let's wrap up business planning, because the high level Cliff Notes version, you got to do it. You got to do it every single year. You need to celebrate what went well, plan on doing more of that. You need to pick no more than 3 things that you're going to add to what already works and that you're going to implement in the following year.
Yep.
But you can't just set a goal and your goal be the reward. Okay? You set the reward and then you back into all of the tasks and the activities and the disciplines and the consistent behaviors that you're going to need to exude in order to achieve the reward at the end. And then you'll rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And what you find is that you may, of those 3 things, really only get 2. Cool. Carry forward the one you didn't. Carry forward in the next year, pick 3. You may be a person that you're like, I'm done picking 3. 3 is too big of a number for me. I'm going to pick 1 and freaking own it. I mean, absolutely dominate. I'm going to go from being not good at all, borderline sucky, to I'm in the top 3%. I was actually able to do that with running in the past 12 months.
Really?
Right? I was able to say,
right, yeah.
I was able to not run a mile. I was able to have to jog 2 minutes, walk 1 minute, jog 2, walk 1.
That was the same for me.
And then I just went out and smoked a 5-mile run where I ran 5 miles where my average pace was 7 minutes and 30 seconds. That's a full 3 minutes.
That's significant.
Yeah, I'm not a runner.
Yeah.
I run now, but like I'm not
Yeah.
coached. I'm not eating a certain diet that helps me run. I'm not out there doing fartleks, which by the way is a type of training for runners. And there are people who are way faster.
Oh yeah.
But to be able to run 5 miles on a Thursday morning at a 7 minute
that's an achievement. I know.
Yeah. So like that's something basic, but whatever you state you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heck, you may be like, I want to hand write 300 note cards this year. That may be your goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do you break into that? Well, I'm going to do 5 a day or 3 a day or whatever the math breaks out to do.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully the handwritten thank you notes is also to achieve another goal. Well, I want to increase the number of my past clients who reach out to me or who refer me, their friends and family, to my practice, to my firm, to my business.
Yeah.
But it can't be 300 because 300 could be a big number. Oh my God, how am I going to do that? You know, it's the whole how to eat an elephant, one bite at a time.
Yep.
So let's talk about resolutions.
Okay.
Because it's that time of year.
Yep.
I hate them. I just hate them. And I hate them from a practitioner standpoint because I was always a resolution person.
Oh, yeah.
I was always, well, on the new year, I'm going to do this. On Monday, I'm going to do this.
It's a marketing ploy. Clearly, it's a marketing ploy.
Is it?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, like gyms love it.
Gyms, everything. You get reset. Oh, drink this tea or try this new thing or, you know what, you deserve that new TV. It's the new year, 2020. Oh, God, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, kick off the new year with the new car. You know what? Buy a new car when you can afford a new car. Buy a new car when you need a new car. How about that? Look, you know the best day to quit smoking?
Today. Right now.
Yeah, the day you decide that you want to do it. Because if you want to do something, I have found in life, you'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
But if you don't want to do it,
You won't.
you won't. No, you won't. It's there are things that sound good and they're like wish list items. Like if I could wave a magic wand and be able to bench press 400 pounds, I would do it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be able to bench press 400 pounds because I don't want to have to eat
God.
the amount of protein and carbs that would be necessary for my body and my frame to put on the muscle mass it's going to take. I don't want to train that way, right?
Yeah, of course.
I've said this multiple times on the show. I would love to write a book. Bullshit. Oh, I love the idea of writing a book.
That's great. Yeah, people love the idea of said thing. They don't actually want said thing.
But if I wanted to write a book, and I wanted to,
Yeah.
do you know the best day to start?
Tonight, right now?
Yeah, today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd look at my schedule today, and I would make time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't find time. If you try to find time, you're not. Like where are we going to find time? Look around. Oh, I can't find it. No, you make it.
Yeah.
Like you make time happen. That's actually one thing. We keep on bringing it up on the show, but whatever. It's still relevant, so we'll still bring it up. That's one thing 75 Hard taught me. Like, you got to make time.
Yeah.
You got to make your way in life. Like, yes, by networking in life, you will meet people, and those people will teach you things, expose you to things, and invite you to certain tables that will allow you to achieve your dreams and your goals. But you got to make it happen still.
Yeah.
You can't sit back and wait for someone to hand it to you. It's a relationship, right? So resolutions. It's that time of year, so go ahead, guys, and start making them.
Yeah.
But let's not wait until December 31st of 2021 to figure out what we're going to do better in 2022.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to do something, set your mind to it and do it. Whether it is to get in shape, whether it is to lose weight, whether it is to better yourself. Now, there's certain things, better yourself from an educational standpoint. Okay, you are going to be on the schooling system's timeline. Like, let's say you want to go back to school, whether it's to obtain a technical degree, to go for a master's, finish your 4-year, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Yes, those schools typically have semesters. So you can't just be like, I'm going back to school tonight.
Yeah.
But what you can do is you can research your school.
Yes.
You can run ROI. Now, I don't know if people do this when they're looking at going back for an education.
No.
What are you going to spend? What are you going to get out of it? You can start looking for, is that school really the best school?
Yeah.
Well, just because you saw them advertised on TV doesn't necessarily mean they're the best.
Yep.
So you can start putting together a game plan. But yes, the school is going to tell you when their semester starts. The school is going to tell you what you need to do in order to apply.
Yeah.
But if you want to go back, today's the best day to start. Don't wait until January.
Yeah.
I mean, that's resolutions in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you really wanted to lose weight, then you're going to have to lose weight during the holidays.
People just like procrastinating. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. January 1st seems far enough away to be like, yeah, I'm a pound this beer, but don't worry, January 1st I'll get in the gym and I'll stop drinking. It's just far enough away that you can indulge yourself and just kind of scratch that humanly itch, but not, just far enough away to like I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and how about this? Nothing drastic. Nothing drastic. Don't 1% at a time. Baby steps. You do not have to go all in it. When I used to be a tobacco user, disgusting habit. I chew tobacco, dip, skull, straight long cut. Man, that was my jam. And I remember when I went through the process of finally quitting. Now I tried to quit 7-8 times.
Yeah,
I'm talking. I went 21 days backpacking Europe. Just graduated college with my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife. And I chewed gumballs. Gumballs were going out of style.
Yeah.
And I got back to the States on day 22 and I bought a can. Like I tried everything. But what I didn't do is I didn't give up trying.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't give up trying. But what I was really getting at, not so much that story, was I remember the method that I used to quit. I used cold laser therapy, right? The stop smoking now, call us. Mm-hmm. I bought into it. I'm a sucker. I will try anything once and sometimes twice.
Yeah.
And by the way, that has worked out well in life for me. I will try anything once and usually twice. I have tried stuff and I've absolutely swung and missed and failed. I'm talking about 20 years old buying the infomercial about how you too can buy a 1-900 number and make all this money. Yeah, swung and missed.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I wasted $79.99. But so anyhow, my 8th, 9th time trying to quit dipping. What I loved about the process I went through, they didn't tell me that I was going to be like ostracized if I gave in to my urge. No, they just said, look, if you give in to your urge, come back, we'll give you another treatment. It's okay. You didn't start dipping a can a day.
Yeah.
Right? You started with one here and one there.
That's true.
Okay, you may go 2 or 3 days. Then you may have one. You may start, the urges may be too much. They said, come back, go through another treatment.
Yeah.
And I think so much of goal setting is just that. And that's where, and resolutions, it's just that. And that's where what we talked about with business planning correlates in the personal life.
Yeah.
You need to win the day. You need to say, if I do X, Y, and Z, more times than not, then I will be able to achieve whatever my goal is, whether it is to be able to swim a mile nonstop, whether it is to lose weight. Maybe you don't want to lose weight. Maybe you want to keep your weight the same, but you want to reproportion.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to get promoted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you have to do to get promoted? How about this? You need to probably do a lot less of what you've been doing and a lot more of something else.
Yeah.
Right? Because I will tell you, as an employer, our associates, they're being monitored every single day. You play on a sports team, your coach will tell you every day you're trying out. Every day we are auditioning for who's first team and who's not.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to get a raise, you're trying to earn a promotion, please understand that if you're going to continue with the same behavior and the same output, it's a good chance you're going to get the same result, which is not a promotion and not the raise that you've been garnishing.
Yeah.
Right. That's when we had Louis Valsaint on here months and months ago, and he talked about intrapreneurship.
Yeah.
Right. Bringing value to your organization. So how about that for those that are looking for a promotion or for a raise? You need to figure out the promotion and the raise is your reward, but what actions are you going to start demonstrating that are different? Mm-hmm. But also think back to what actions you felt like were praised in the previous year. Do more of those. Do less of everything else that wasn't praised. And find 2 or 3 things that you weren't already doing and make them part of your daily routine. It will get noticed. And an easy one, if you're someone who comes in to the office typically at 9:08, 9:07, and you're supposed to be there at 9, start showing up at 8:45. It'll get noticed.
Yeah.
If you're someone who typically slides right out at 4:59, stay till 5:30. Make sure that everything is double checked and done properly. It'll get noticed. Those are just small things that someone can do. And I think that's what we do when we set goals. One, hate resolutions that are all about the new year, because I think if you really want to do something, today's the best day to start it.
Yeah.
And when you're setting out those goals, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, the reward shouldn't be like, oh, the goal, because that's empty.
Yeah.
Don't set empty goals. Your goal is the task. Your goal is what are you going to achieve that day that you can measure. Was today a successful day or today was not a successful day? For example, did I drink my gallon of water? Did I not put any type of sweet or chocolate or candy or soda in my mouth? And did I not drink alcohol? If I did that, that's a win.
Yeah.
That is a win. Now, if I added exercise to it, that's a great win.
Yeah.
And I want to have more days where I'm getting my water consumption, where I'm putting less garbage in my mouth, where I'm not poisoning my body with alcohol, and I'm getting some kind of exercise. Now, some days my exercise was no mere than a walk around the neighborhood holding my wife's hand.
Yeah.
So all the neighbors, shout out to Tom O'Brien, can make fun of me. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I own that.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm exercising, spending quality time with my wife, and showing her affection.
Win, win, win.
Win, win, win. Yeah. And then I can go back in the day and I can say, yeah, I did that. If I do that every day, whew, I dominated.
Right.
If I do that 4 out of 7 days, I had a good week.
Yeah.
5 out of 7 days, I had a really good week.
Yeah.
6 out of 7 days, I had a great week.
But the thing is that, and I think it gets lost as you keep doing this, even though you're not doing it every day, it becomes a habit. So whether more you do it, even like I said, not every day, 3 days out of 5 days, 2 days out of 7 days, you're still doing it.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this. Is 2 out of 7 better than 0 out of 7?
Yes.
So if you're currently doing 0 out of 7 days, 1 or 2 is one step better.
Yeah.
And maybe that's all you can win in January. But by February, you beef it up to 3. By March, it's at 4. The summer months, man, you're grooving. Right?
Yeah.
COVID vaccines in. You're mentally in a better place.
Yep.
Life's back to normal. And now you're 4, 5, 6 days. You're good, great, and dominate.
Yeah.
Let's say the kids go back to school. Let's say you're worn the F out. And let's say September sucks. And by September sucking, you're only able to do those things 3 out of 7 days. How about this? 3 out of 7, back in January, you were 1 out of 7.
That's what I'm saying.
You're 3 times. You're a 3x better in September than you were in January. But because you dominated the months of May, June, July, and August, you're kind of feeling like a slacker in September. It bleeds over into October. And then you get a little spur in your ass. You're like, you know what? I'm going to end the year strong.
Yeah.
And November, December are much like what it was in the summer months.
Yep.
And I think that's life. So set your goals, folks. Do your New Year's resolution because, hey, it's that time of year. You don't want to be made fun of. You don't want to be looked down upon. You got to have some kind of a resolution. But make one of your resolutions to never have a resolution. Make one of your resolutions that states, I'm going to make a resolution. I'm going to make a change every time I damn well want to. As long as I want to. Because if you don't want it, don't try it. All you're going to do is frustrate yourself and end up a little bit, what's a better word? Like, just a little ho-hum. You know, like you want to keep on trying.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
you're not. If your heart's not in it, you're going to be doing more harm than good. Like you say, like in sports, if you go half-assed, you're gonna hurt yourself rather than.
Yeah, but at the same time, don't be afraid of failure.
Correct.
Right. I look back on my major accomplishment of quitting tobacco.
Yeah.
7 times I failed.
Yeah.
The 8th time I made
But
it.
that's, again, wrapping it all up, putting a bow on it, being ready to see the message. That's another thing. Like, people always say, don't be afraid to fail. And people are like, what are you talking about? I think about this when I'm driving. When I'm trying to learn a new area, the best thing for me to learn it is to get lost 5 times and then physically have to be like, all right, where the hell am I? Now, if I get to my destination, great, and don't lose my way, I don't learn anything. So when I fail, like I said, taking L's, I learned so much more. But when I was like 5 and 6, people were like, hey, don't be afraid to fail. You'll learn that way. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I want to build this right and do it right the first time so I don't have to do it again. What are you talking about? No, don't be. Dog, and I can't tell you how many times, just like you said, on the 7th time of these lights, for example, I set up these lights 82 times because this is episode 83 or 84. And just now I feel like, wait a minute, I should try a new technique. And all of a sudden it clicked. For some reason, 82 times setting up the lights, and now it's like, oh, maybe I should do this. And I didn't watch a video, I didn't do this. I just had 10 minutes this morning to set up, and I was like, oh, let me try this.
Well, and that's if you read any books on goal setting or creating new habits, such as James Clear's Atomic Habits. Shout out to that book, to the author. I've even subscribed to his weekly. In fact, I get it today. Today's Thursday. I get a weekly email from James Clear, and they talk about that. They even give case examples where studies were done where these 3 groups spent 5 months trying to find the perfect picture, to take the perfect picture, and then this group of students, they went out and took 7,000 pictures, and it's who produced the best quality work. It was the group that took 7,000 pictures, and their sole goal was just to take 7,000 pictures. The group whose sole goal was to create the perfect picture couldn't come close. And that is it. Like, you have to continuously try, only if you want to. So I think that's what I was getting at earlier. What the point I was trying to make, and I kind of stumbled on my words a little bit, was only do it if you want to. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for the new year. If you want to do it, then do it. But don't do something because someone suggested you do it. Right? Oh, well, my spouse, my girlfriend, my mom, my grandmother, my dad, my uncle, whatever. They suggested that I go to this therapist or to this type of course, or I go back to school, or no. You should do it when you want to do it, but do it. Don't sit back and wait and, like you said, over prepare and over plan. You want to do it. You'll figure it out along the way. Let your bruises and your bumps and your skin knees, let them be the lessons. Let them teach you how to do things better, but just get out there and do it. And lastly, look, as a practitioner, I hated this. I thought it was corny as hell. Write it down. Write down your goals. Look, it works. Okay, it works. Write it down. Put it in a place where you'll see it. It could be a Post-it note that goes up on your dashboard right over your gas gauge. Right next to your speedometer. Okay, it could be on your bathroom mirror. It could be on your calculator. If you work in finance and you're on a calculator, put it on your calculator. Put it somewhere on your computer monitor. Somewhere where, look, it's only 3 things. And try to stay away from the prize and stick with the task. Stick to things that aren't intimidating. You know, walking 45 minutes is not intimidating. Drinking a gallon of water, not intimidating. Losing 30 pounds is, right? Like, to some people, that's like, oh my God, I could never. Well, yeah, you can. Yes, you can if you dominate this task. So that's it. If you're not ready to receive the message and everything that we just said sounded like the teacher on Charlie Brown, awesome. Go back and watch this and listen to this when you are ready. For those that are ready, I hope you got a little bit of inspiration out of this. Not the most fun and exciting topic. Hopefully JC and I did a decent enough job of keeping it lively and entertaining. But comment. We'd love to hear from you. What are some tasks that you are going to incorporate so that you can achieve your goal? Let us know. If you're on YouTube, let us know. Shoot us an email. Give us a call. Hit us up on social. Right? Hop on our Instagram page.
All of the above, by the way, which is happening. So people have done all of the above now.
No, I absolutely love it. Like, it is so fun. We love it when you comment. We obviously love it when you share. Right? When you tell your friends and family they need to tune in. But your comments is what drives us. Your suggestions we take to heart. So please use Instagram and YouTube and Facebook for that. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm Dustin Owen.
Yeah.
Find me on LinkedIn. Hit me up. Connect with me.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
Yeah.
Or rest of your morning or rest of your night, all depending on what time it is
Yeah,
that
that's what-
you're
yeah,
listening.
exactly.
But he's John Coleman. I'm Dustin Owen. This is the Loan Officer Podcast. That's all we have. Set your New Year's resolution for the last time. And make sure one of them is to tune into the show every single week.
Love it.
Deuces.
Peace.